BYD has been teasing their midsize pickup for a few months now. Pickups like this sell well in Southeast Asia, Australia, South America, and a little bit in Europe. In North America, we absolutely love pickup trucks. Mexico prefers cheaper, smaller pickup trucks than the US or Canada. They're starting to see some Chinese-made pickups for sale. Uh-oh. But nothing would make a bigger splash than a truck from BYD. And here it is, the BYD Shark. We now know the details. Let's get into it. The BYD Shark is a plug-in hybrid that uses both gasoline and electricity, so it has both a gas cap and an electric vehicle plug. I want to compare it to three other electrified pickups that are about the same size as the BYD Shark. The Rivian R1T is a battery electric, all electric, more premium than BYD, but it's a pickup nonetheless. Ford is coming out with a plug-in version of the Ranger outside of North America. Like the BYD, it has both a gas cap and an electric plug, so you can call them both PHEVs, but they are significantly different. BYD Shark is built on an electric vehicle platform. The front gas engine is mated to a transmission with an electric motor integrated. So the front wheels are powered by a combination of the gas engine and the electric motor, depending on the battery state of charge and the conditions. The rear wheels are only powered by an electric motor, like a battery EV. BYD calls this system a longitudinal electric hybrid system. It's different than the upcoming Ram Ramcharger. That's an extended range EV, where the wheels are powered only by the electric motors. The platform is called DMO. DM stands for dual mode, gas and electric. O stands for off-road. It first appeared in BYD's brand called Fengchang Bao. They're kind of like Jeepish, kind of like Land Cruiser, although they also revealed a sports car too, so I'm not really sure what they're doing. DMO integrates the battery pack into the frame structure. Cell to chassis increases the rigidity of the frame and reduces costs for BYD because you're combining two separate structures into one. BYD is a world leader in lithium iron phosphate batteries, and the Shark naturally takes advantage of their famous blade battery design, which is a really long, thin prismatic package. Back to the Ford. It's a traditional PHEV. Nearly all the PHEVs currently in America are of this type. The wheels are driven by a gas engine through a transmission and drive shafts, just like in other pickup trucks, but an electric motor gets added in between to allow it to drive on electricity alone for a little while. Lastly, we have the new Taco with a Toyota hybrid powertrain. As you probably know, it's a combustion engine truck with a small electric motor and small battery to give it a small bump in power and fuel economy. So the BYD Shark and Ford Ranger PHEV use gas and you can plug them in. The Tacoma, you only put gas in it, and the Rivian, you only plug it in. Combined, BYD says it puts down more than 430 horsepower, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.7 seconds, so I'll estimate 0 to 60 in 5.6. Given the claimed horsepower, I kind of would have expected it to be a little bit quicker. Towing is fine, not quite as good as the Ranger PHEV or Rivian Electric. Payload, though, is up there. On the nerdy efficiency stuff, the BYD Shark claims much better fuel efficiency than the Tacoma hybrid. But BYD's numbers were not measured to the EPA test, so they're probably a little inflated. The EPA calculates an MPG equivalent for electric vehicles. You can check out fueleconomy.gov to see how they calculate that. On that estimate, Rivian is much more efficient on how it uses energy. All-electric range is twice as good as the Ranger PHEV, but that is on the NEDC test schedule, which is more generous than WLTP or EPA. The Shark does DC fast charge. You can see in the pictures it uses the CCS type plug, and that flap is covering the high voltage pins at the bottom. Not all plug-in hybrids DC fast charge. The Ranger does not. If you have a smaller battery, you really don't need it, but the BYD Shark does. No word on whether BYD will transition its EVs they sell in Mexico to Tesla's NACS, which is now officially called SAE J3400. Exterior looks good, rugged, functional. It's maybe not my favorite looking pickup truck, but it's strong. It has a lit bar across the front with C shaped accents surrounding the headlights. A massive BYD logo, and I mean massive. They refer to it as the mega symbol. The grille is body colored. I kind of would have preferred either a metal look or a dark gray. There are skid plates in the front, although they may be more decorative than capable of taking a hit. Squared off wheel openings with functional black plastic along the bottom help to absorb stone hits. I kind of get a GMC vibe from the looks. I'm not saying they copied GMC, I'm just saying they both went down a similar rugged look. The truck has a roll bar in the back. That is super common on pickups in Australia and in other markets, and it's probably very useful for securing payload, although it does increase the blind spot when looking out the rear. Another functional feature are the roof rails. Again, common accessory outside of North America and something that could be very useful for a truck. Rear tailgate has an LED light accent bar across the width. There's also a fold-out step integrated into the tailgate to make it easier to get into the back. The truck is capable of powering other electrical devices called vehicle to load. There's also a power outlet available in the bed of the truck. I like the interior a whole lot better than the exterior. Very premium. I really like the orange stitching on the dark leather interior. The center 12.8-inch display rotates. That's kind of a BYD thing. There's also a large 10 and a quarter inch display for the driver and an available heads-up display. Unlike some other automakers, BYD supports both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There are voice commands, or you can practice karaoke. It supports Apple's iPhone wallet being used as a key. That's new. Lots of camera views for parking or off-roading. On the safety side, BYD Shark meets or exceeds the safety requirements in Mexico. Some Chinese manufacturers are testing their vehicles on the European NCAP test to show that they are good enough for other markets. However, there still may be some areas where this truck would not pass US requirements. So, how much does the BYD Shark cost? Nearly 900,000 pesos. Yeah, okay, I should convert that. That's like 53,500 US dollars for the base GL 57.5 for the GS that has more features. However, comparing vehicle prices in different countries is like comparing apples and pineapples. Taxes, logistics, market adjustments, it all makes it really difficult. For comparison, that price is a little more than the Tacoma SR being sold in Mexico. That's not a fancy truck, yet the same Tacoma SR is cheaper in the US, less taxes. A BYD Dolphin costs less than 15,000 US dollars in China where it's made, but nearly $32,000 in Mexico due to taxes, extra features, logistics, marketing costs. You get the idea. And as I'm wrapping this up, we're awaiting another round of US import tariffs on Chinese-made EVs. So if you don't live south of the border, good luck buying a BYD Shark. But if you do plan a trip there, see if there are any BYD dealers near the resort. That would be a fun trip. Thanks for watching.